LEADER is a community fund that is really focused on grassroots within communities, particularly rural communities such as those here in Pembrokeshire and West Wales. It enables communities to support innovative projects on areas ranging from food and drink to culture and heritage, environmental, transport and many other facets. Planed is the administrative body for LEADER in Pembrokeshire under the banner of Arwain Sir Benfro, and we work with a local action group, commonly known as the LAG, which enables a broad cross-section of sectors, organisations and individuals across the county to come together and to look at supporting projects submitted by those communities.
So Arwain Sir Benfro is probably our flagship project here. Planed's the administrative body for the local action group, so it's a really key role within Pembrokeshire. It's brought in a lot of funding for communities within Pembrokeshire, so Planed's role has been key in being the administrative body for that project.
Well, the local action group primarily exists to help develop in rural areas sustainable economies and communities. It is very much driven by the LEADER principles from the European Union, and it was very much, I think, an opportunity for those of us who are interested in rural development and tackling the problems of rural areas to be involved in projects which would enhance the communities of Pembrokeshire.
The local action group for Arwain Sir Benfro is integral to the project. They drive and steer the project. They're all volunteers. They come from a mix of public, private and third sector, and they have committed over 5 years. All of them have committed their time over 5 years. So it's a really, really key role. They sign off on funding, they look at the applications, they take an interest in those projects. As the administrative body, Planed reports and monitors back to them, and they can make decisions based on that. So it's a pivotal, really valuable role. And within that group, we have a huge range of expertise. So every quarter now they'll come to meetings and be able to share their experience, what else is going on, what's happening with the projects. Perhaps we could look at engaging them with them this way. So it's a pivotal role.
I came to sit on the LAG because the way that the local action group is configured, it follows the sort of the 3/3 principle of public, private and third sector. And so, you know, as the County Voluntary Council for Pembrokeshire, we were invited to take up one of the third sector seats on the local action group. And I'd been involved in previous iterations of LEADER funding in that capacity, so was really pleased to have been asked to join the new LAG and to take part in this LEADER programme. So that's how I came to sit on the LAG.
The whole ethos of LEADER, that it is very much community-led, bottom-up approach, so absolutely it's grassroots development, and it's based around the local development strategy. So at the outset of LEADER, the funding being allocated through Welsh Government, each area set up a local development strategy, which Pembrokeshire has. So it had a really good strategic framework there, which then built 5 themes of LEADER, which then was applicable to those communities bidding in. So it drove innovation and very much that bottom-up approach. And it gave communities a huge opportunity to try something that probably wouldn't have been funded elsewhere, which is, you know, and some pilot projects, for example, have shown what won't work, but that's great. Where else would you have funding like that, you know? So it's a massive opportunity to see what will work and what won't work, and that knowing what won't work is sometimes as important to knowing what will work. So it's been a big impact.
And Amroth put forward a project called the Clean Seas project, which was basically about clearing up plastic from the oceans, and it resulted in a project which created Bertie the sea bass made out of plastic bottles collected on our beach. In and of itself, this was a very good project, but it had a much bigger impact than that. People in Amroth, the local population, to get other projects up and way. So this was an experience that built confidence in the community to go forward and do other things.
I suppose you'd have to say that the most significant impact that the LAG has had is in our determination to ensure that this funding, this leader funding, really did reach small groups. It wasn't just the domain of the larger, more professional groups, that it did get out to communities, and we were prepared to accept a range of applications for funding to the programme that ranged from, really quite strategic and large programmes of work to quite small community-led pilot initiatives.
Organisations across Europe are following the leader example, which is great because we're part of this wider network that has this bottom-up community-led approach. So it's a fantastic model. And going forward, looking at funding for the future, it's a fantastic model to build on. As Planed, we're an independent administrative body. So we're one of 3 independent administrative bodies within Wales, and we've been fortunate in Pembrokeshire to be the administrative body for Pembrokeshire. It's been great for Pembrokeshire to have an independent body to administer that.